Jurassic Park is one of the most influential movie series of all time, with the first one being particularly magical and every subsequent one being not so magical. But there is one movie that, if you take the perspective of the T-Rex, it becomes a gem, and that movie is The Lost World. And trust me, I watched this film a few times and it is truly quite special. Now think about it like this. You are the T-Rex from Jurassic Park 2. You are an apex predator on a relatively small island. You are surrounded by creatures that simply do not belong together. Some plated dinosaurs with spikes that are probably a bit too big for their actual body size, as well as raptors that are probably misnamed. But one day, when you are minding your own business, you're out with your dear old wife and you're hunting for dinner for your newly born son, a group of featherless, scaleless bipeds appeared on the island and kidnapped your child. Now, you chase them all over the island until you come to a cliff in the middle of the night in the pouring rain. Darling, why is it always raining here? I don't know, dearie. But don't worry, we'll find Billy and we'll be on our way soon, okay? At the edge of this cliff, you come to a contraption of some description. You don't know what it is, but it's hard and it's strong. But inside, you can smell your child. And you try and look inside, but you don't see all that much. Darling, when we next go into town, I need to buy some of those new things called glasses. They would come in very handy right now. Dear, it doesn't matter, you're legally blind. Oh yeah, but that's why I love you, dear. What you lack in arms and eyesight and hunting ability, you make up for in other ways. Not in front of the child. Oh, sorry, dear. Mom, Dad. So you look inside and you see your child is currently being harassed by these featherless bipeds that you will now refer to as plucked raptors, because frankly, they do look like a plucked raptor and they could almost be brothers. And you follow the commotion inside of this contraption thing, and then on the side of it, a side opens up and your kid gets chucked through. Darling, are you seeing this? This is like some kind of cave. What is this? This is crazy. Yes, dear, I'm sure it's a type of cave. God. Are you okay, son? Yes, Dad. Okay, let's go home. Oh, thank God. I was so scared. My foot is broken. They broke your foot? Yeah, they broke my foot. Who did this, son? They did? Darling, let's go back and mess with these plucked raptors a little bit. I ain't gonna let nobody treat my son like that. But why, dearie? We have Billy now. It's over. We can go back and just have something to eat. No, darling. You're either with me or you're not. I'm gonna go teach those raptors a lesson. Okay, dearie, I'll come with you. Billy, stay here. We'll be back shortly, okay? So you head back to the edge of the cliff and you see that thing, and for some reason you decide to hit that thing with your nose, and it moves. Who would have thought? Just how it is, I guess. And so you decide, well, they're all in this little cave thing, so why don't we just chuck them off a cliff instead? And that's what you do. You start rolling this thing towards the edge of the cliff, and then once it starts falling down, you start heading back into the jungle. Serves them right, doesn't it? Fucking raptors. Terrible. Yes, dear. You raptors. But just as you're about to go back into the jungle, you hear even more commotion, and you see a dinosaur-looking thing just swerving on one place, producing a lot of smoke, actually. What in the world is that? This guy's all gas, isn't he? Like, hey, buddy, that's our ancestors you're torching there. Do you not give a shit about us? If you just edged off the throttle a little bit, maybe you'd have some traction in this mud. But that's just me. What do I know? I'm just a dinosaur. Dearie, are you okay? What the hell did you just say? Oh, sorry. I don't know where that came from. That was weird, wasn't it? So you walk up to this dinosaur-looking thing. Is it a dinosaur? You're not really too sure, but you decide, well, it might be a bit tasty, so you bite into it. Turns out it's not a dinosaur at all. It's made of horribly hard material that cuts up your teeth. But inside you see a little plucked raptor, but he's a bit plumper than the other ones. Oh, he looks like a juicy snack. Hey, darling, do you fancy sharing that snack with me? He looks good. Dearie, I'm supposed to be watching my scales. I'm on the Weight Watchers diet. My sister would kill me, but I am famished. Maybe a bite wouldn't hurt. If you take the fat bit, I'll take the legs, alright? So you split it in two. That's okay. Bit better without the feathers. It was a bit bony, bit gamey. You really always complain about food, don't you? I'd stop complaining if you got us a half-decent meal for once, and I wouldn't be resorting to snacking. You want our boy to grow up big and strong like me? Well, you're gonna have to hunt a little bit better, aren't you? Me? I'm smaller than you by a huge margin. You're a woman. You're like, this is just T-Rex biology. Our son will never be like you. He'll always be like me. He'll always be a runt. It's not my fault he was born a man. I know, dear. You wanted a daughter. Yes, because women are bigger, they're stronger, they're more likely to survive. Oh, here you go again, spouting that Joe T-Rex rhetoric again. You know I don't care about that stuff. I care about you, and I love you. Whatever. Let's just go find some other food and go to bed. We have our kid back now, and that's all that matters. But hey, if we get some more of these raptors, maybe we could think about opening up that restaurant that we always talked about. Oh, the one by the beach, that would be nice. You and your family, you pack it in for the night, and you take it easy, you rest up, and the next day things are looking a bit better. The trauma of the previous night is now long gone, but you notice that there is still the smell of featherless bipeds all over. Honey? Yes, sweetie? I'm hungry. I thought you were watching your scales. Yeah, but I'm hungry. Can we go find some more of those snacks? You mean the plucked raptors? You said they were gamey and bony. You were complaining about them last night. What the hell? Yeah, I know, but they were so easy to get, you know? It was very convenient. And there's a lot of them on the island, and I'm hungry. Alright, I guess tonight we can go and look for some. Why then? I don't know, it seems like we only ever do things at night. I figured, why not, right? Okay. So you wait until that night and you smell a huge congregation of those plucked raptors, and so you and your wife, you go to work to actually hunt them down. And so you're sniffing around and you can smell them everywhere, like literally everywhere. But you can't see them. It's like they're almost invisible or something. But then you come to another one of those like cave things. But this one is a little bit easier to get into, so you give a good sniff in the inside, but it just smells like old dead blood, and you're not really interested in old dead stuff. You really want something fresh and delicious. That's when there's a shrill scream behind you and you were like, oh, what the hell? You pull up, you take that portable cave with you, and you are blindsided, you have no idea what's going on. But by the time you get out, you look around you and you see hundreds of these plucked raptors all moving around you. You're like, wow, it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet. They're all scurrying like roaches. Sweetie, be careful, they run pretty quick. That's okay, dearie, they're not wearing high heels. I'm pretty sure we can catch them very comfortably. And so you watch as your wife chases some of those raptors into a cave. Darling, you got something on your... Oh, never mind. So you go pottering around while she, takes care of those plucked raptors, and you find one that's lying on the floor, and, you tuck in because you're a bit hungry. Oof. And that's when something bites you on the side and you're just like, oh man, mosquito season already? That is not cool. And so you look around and you're just like, ooh, goddamn mosquitoes. And that's when another one bites you and you get very drowsy and you fall asleep. Next thing you know, you are in a box. Like, you are surrounded by darkness. You have no idea what's going on. The only thing that you do know is that you have a killer headache. Like, the worst headache you've ever had in your life. You're also incredibly thirsty, and you're just like, what is going on? Where am I? But that's when you manage to break free of this box, climb up onto this moving object in the middle of water, get into one of those movable caves, kill the guy inside without damaging the portable cave at all while he was handling some wooden disc, and then climb back down into the cave and get locked inside. And then as you're waiting down in this black cave again, all of a sudden the whole thing comes to a screeching halt and you are thrown against the thing. You're like, oh my god, okay. And then that's when you come up and you're surrounded by more plucked raptors, and the smell of plucked raptors is absolutely everywhere, and there is like lights everywhere, and you're just completely confused because it's like the whole world has become a million suns, and you are kind of jacked up because someone injected you with something that you were not entirely sure you needed, and that really tipped you over the edge. So first things first, you think, I need water. So you start barreling down this jungle made of really hard stuff and blast past a sign that says no animals, and you're just like, man, I'm not taking any advice from people that don't even leave a glass of water for someone that they just drugged. They are rude, these plucked raptors, incredibly rude. They have no manners. So you run away and you get to a very quiet area. It's very peaceful, but a word comes to mind and it's suburbia, and you just cringe a little bit, you shiver. Sounds like a place where happiness goes to die. But you smell water, and that's what you care about. Tastes a bit funny, but it does the trick. And that's when a small creature starts making a lot of noise at you, and you look at it, you're like, oh, is that a dog? Oh, can I pet that dog? So you try, but your arms are a little bit too small. So you try with your mouth instead, but accidentally, of course, the dog jumped into your mouth, and so you jump up in shock and embarrassment, and you see 3 plucked raptors staring at you in fear, and you're just like, sorry guys, that wasn't my fault. He just slipped and fell right into there. I had no control. It was just a complete weird accident. And so that's when they shine a really bright light, and you get panicked and run off. And now with your thirst taken care of, and also a accidental snack, you go to see if you can find your wife and your kid. So you go to a place where there's a lot of noise. Maybe they're going to be there. And so you see more of those weird dinosaur things that are made of really hard stuff. And so you start asking them some questions. Hey, has anyone seen my wife? Diane, Billy, where are you? And that's when these dinosaurs, they all get tangled in a mess and are killing themselves in front of you. And just like, okay, these things are clearly stupidest things you've ever seen. And so you continue on and you see a bigger one. And you're like, okay. The big ones are normally quite rational because they've got slightly bigger brains. So you start asking it some questions. But just as you try to get its attention, you accidentally kill it. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so you figure maybe trying to ask these plucked raptors, and you continue on walking down. They start running away from you. Guys, have you seen my wife or my kid? Do you know Diane or Billy? Come on, what's going on here? And they start screaming Godzilla at you. You're, Godzilla? I'm not Godzilla, I'm a T-Rex. What's wrong with these plucked raptors? They're crazy. But you get a bit hungry, so you figure, well, seeing as they are literally the same intelligence as a chicken, you might as well eat them because, you know, they're not doing anything else, are they? And they don't seem to talk dinosaurs, so you take one and continue on your journey. And that's when you walk around and all of a sudden you can smell your son. It's Billy. He's with some plucked raptors, and so you chase after them. You're just like, you better not break his leg again or I will kill you this time. And you chase them and you chase them, and they really had their high heels on this time because you really can't catch up to them. And you come to the water, you're back at that box thing that you were in a minute ago, and you're just like, okay, well, that's handy, and maybe it can take me back to where my wife is. And so you chase these plucked raptors, and then you see Billy down in the little box area, and he's being chased by a different plucked raptor, and you're just like, man, what is with these people? Why are they so intent on touching your child? It is really disturbing. These people, they need to be taught a lesson. But he looks back, he sees you, and he starts freaking out. And you're not going to let him escape because, well, you know, he's messed with the wrong dad. You are angry, so you break his leg. Are you alright, son? Yes, Dad. Are you hungry? Oh, you gotta let me hunt. So you chuck Billy the plucked raptor and you let him have his fun because it's the first time he's ever hunted by himself. You almost want to get a recording of this, but you know, you don't have your camera with you at the time. Okay, Billy, I'm gonna go find your mum. I'll be back in a minute, alright? You stay here. Things are going to be alright. And so as soon as you poke your head out of the hole in the sky, you get bitten on the neck again. These goddamn mosquitoes are everywhere. When you wake up, you see an angry tapping foot in front of you. And you gulp. Party it again, Barry. What? No. Why? No? Don't try to convince me otherwise. I've seen you on Cactus before. Sweet, you know, I wasn't out with the lads. I got kidnapped. Huh, yeah, sure. I'm supposed to believe that again, am I? Oh, I got kidnapped. Every time I turn my tail, you've gotten kidnapped, haven't you? Mum, it's true. Oh, you're defending him as well, are you? You two are impossible. No, Diane, I swear, this is the truth. If I had half a mind. No, please, this is just a big misunderstanding. Is that a bite mark on your neck? And why do you smell like a 3-day stegosaurus? Oh, wait, I don't know what that smells like. All you ever bring in is plucked raptors. My sister was right. You are a deadbeat husband and a terrible hunter. Wait, Diane, that's not fair. Fair? I'm gonna go stay with my sister for a little bit. She married a proper hunter. Proper hunter? You mean Daryl? Last time me and him went hunting together, he got distracted by his own reflection and ended up fighting it for 3 days. He nearly died of starvation. Well, at least he knows how to defend his territory to the death, doesn't he? Unlike Mr. Pisses his pants anytime a snake climbs up his tail. Oh, come on, Diane, I'm not that bad. Remember the time I got you 2 raptors for dinner? Huh? 2 raptors. How could I forget that feast? Diane! My name's not Diane, by the way. It's Gianna. Leave me alone, Barry. I'll send my sister to pick up my nest in a few days. Diane! No. I'm done. I'm like, really done. I want a divorce. I want nothing to do with you. Kidnapped. 2 raptors, a feast! Men. Thank you for watching. And if you liked that video, please give it a like and also tell me which movie in the Jurassic Park franchise saga is your favorite. I just want to shout out my members, especially Lavender, Yuri, and Alan. Thank you. Have a great day and have a great life.